Hello and welcome to today's Talking Points Ask Me Anything. I want to go ahead and apologize that I have a cold. So my voice isn't great, but you can still hear me, and we're still going to do some chatting about family engagement and about talking points. So if there are any questions that you have that need answered, go ahead and throw them in the chat at any point in time while we're live today, and I'm happy to answer those for you. And we are live here on Facebook and YouTube every Thursday at 4:30 Central, 5:30 Eastern, and happy to chat with you about family engagement and about talking points. Today, our topic that we're going to talk about is analytics, because talking points in general has a lot to offer you in your account, regardless of what type of account you have. We have a lot to offer you in the way of analytics and data so that you can drive your communication and your engagement by what's going on and what you've done prior. So I want to show you the data informed guidance that we have within the platform and how you can use that to your advantage and how to do that. And let's go ahead and get started. Don't see why not. So first, I just want to share that data-informed guidance is one of the three major tenets of universal family engagement. And for those of you who don't know or aren't familiar with Talking Points, Talking Points is the only universally designed two-way communication platform for family engagement. And what that means is that we have elements of the three tenets of universal family engagement. Data informed guidance is one of them, scaled family engagement is one of them, and then the other, let me refresh my memory, scaled family engagement, data informed guidance, and embedded best practices. So all of those have elements and features within the Talking Points platform that are going to help you really make the most of the relationships that you build in the easy way that Talking Points allows you to do it. And so today we're going to look at how analytics fits into data-informed guidance. And I know that when I was teaching, data-informed practices in general were really focused on by administrators, and everything that we were doing in our classrooms, our admin wanted to know that they were informed by data and that we knew that we were using things that we knew were effective and researched. So when you're using Talking Points, you can know that you are using data-informed practices. So the guidance that we provide within Talking Points in this way comes in two forms right now. The first are engagement insights. So if you are a teacher, we're going to start with teachers. So administrators will come next. We're going to start talking about teachers' accounts. Engagement insights. So I'm going to show my account first. Let me share my screen. Again, I apologize for my voice. All right. Okay, so looking at your main homepage on your Talking Points account on the web, you're going to see a few different things. This is a school teacher's account, but engagement insights and activity will be shown in some form or fashion, regardless of what kind of teacher you are. So on the right-hand side of the dashboard, you will see some numbers. Now, this is a demo account, so I haven't sent a whole lot of messages, but these numbers will populate as you send messages and announcements. These are the numbers. This is the data that I'm referring to when we talk about analytics. So the top one, this is going to show for everyone using Talking Points, if you have the free account or if you have an account given to you by your school or district. The top numbers are how many messages you've sent in the last 30 days or in this month, and how many announcements you've sent in the month. So each month it will refresh, and it's just kind of to help you keep an eye on how active you're staying within the app, how engaged you're staying. And then there will also be a number for how many families have responded. So you can tell, are families also engaging with me, or do I need to reach out to certain families a little bit more? So that keeps you knowledgeable in the 30-day range, kind of focused on that engagement closely. Then underneath that is our family engagement insights. That is kind of a step above, and that's in our teacher accounts who are with their school or district. So as you can see right here, it takes it a step further where you can click into the list of families who have received a DM. I'm sorry, who haven't received a DM and who haven't responded. Because when we know that there are families who have not been contacted or have not been engaging, those are the ones that we want to start connecting with more, right? So these insights will let you click in and decide who those people are that I want to start messaging right away. Because if I've been engaging with this group of people a lot, I've probably got a good rapport going. I'm connected with them. I know what's going on there. But if these groups of families are not responding, or I haven't even reached out to them, it's good to surface that information for me, because I may not even realize that's happening. But now it's on the home page and I can see that and say, okay, once a week, I'm going to take a look at these numbers so that I know I'm connecting with everyone at least once a week, or set a number goal for myself. So that's why we put those insights on the homepage for every teacher, so that you can be sure to reach every family. Just another way that Talking Points is making it easier for you to touch base with every family. And the number that is families who haven't responded, remember, it's not just about us sending messages out, it's about families being able to reach out to you. It's about them um, feeling comfortable responding, asking questions, things like that. It's all about two-way and building relationships. So that's what's on the main homepage as far as analytics for teachers. Teachers also have an analytics dashboard. So on the left-hand side in the, what would you call this, toolbar, if you click analytics, again, this is my demo account. Let me log into one that actually has some numbers going on so y'all can see something a little bit better. I'm going to show you something that is a little easier to look at, or better to look at. So teachers, show one with some numbers in it. Oh yeah, here we go. So share screen again. In the analytics dashboard for teachers, you will see, and again, I just clicked on the word analytics on the left-hand side right here. So you will see the ability to pick a date range. So once you're in the dashboard, you can select what the date range is. It's not just 1 month, it's not just 1 week. You'll see the number of direct messages, announcements, and families that you've reached. You can download these tables to PDF form or to an image, so that you can print them or save them, put them in a presentation, whatever you need to do for your administrators or for families. You can see those numbers up close if you hover. And again, you can change it to daily, weekly, or monthly and select that specific date range, whatever it is that you need to look at. In addition to that, down below, you'll have a detailed breakdown of a few different things about your family contacts. So you'll get a breakdown of all the languages that you're communicating with, your EL and non-EL and unknown students, if they are labeled as such in your account. These analytics are really helpful right here to make sure that you are connected with everybody so that you can engage, the valid phone numbers that you have, and families that are subscribed, so that if, for instance, a number suddenly becomes invalid, you are notified and you can make sure you connect with that family in another way to get a new phone number or what have you, so that you're not you're not disconnected from that family for very long. And then just for your information, so you know who's on text and who's using the app. So there's a lot of good information on your analytics dashboard. And you could also, forgot about this one up here, there's a checkbox. If you have marked students as ELL or non-ELL, you can check that and it'll add that data into your chart as well. So again, this is really good data to save, to print off, to share with your administrators. I'm sure teachers find a million different ways to use this data, this information, in their own little data dives. So find some time to go into your own analytics dashboard and see what you can find there. So that is the analytics dashboard for teachers. Next, I want to show you what it looks like for administrators real quick, in case we have any administrators hanging out and want to see what it looks like. So this is what it will look like for an administrator at the district level. So, pardon. Again, you can break it down by all of your schools, by type of school. You're going to have a lot more details here at the administrative level for analytics, because there's a lot more to look at. There's a lot more going on. You can break it down by time frame. You're going to be able to look at messages by staff, by school, by family, who's logging in and who's not, so that you can reach out to the schools that are doing fantastic and celebrate with them. You can also reach out to the schools that haven't logged in yet, see if they need a little extra training to make sure they even know that they have the platform and that they know how to log in. Most and least engaged, most messages sent. That's the kind of thing where it's family engagement is something that a lot of educators have not had prior training in. And Talking Points is a super easy platform to use. So simple, not much, if any, training needed. So what's most important from the administrative level, honestly, is celebrating the successes and sharing with educators how easy it is, and showing them we're seeing that momentum and we're seeing that impact. Keep it up, and showing them when you have these analytics, like, your school's doing great, keep it up, you're engaging with families, and you have those analytics at your fingertips to share that. So you also have the families who are not being reached. So that is also there for you by school and by district, I believe. Demographics, just like in the teachers' analytics, and comparing usage across schools. So there's a lot to dive into at the district level, and then you can imagine at the school level, very similar, just a few less analytics, because it would just be by school rather than by district. So, like I said, Talking Points has a lot to offer under the Universal Family Engagement umbrella, and data-informed guidance is one of those three tenets. And analytics, very juicy analytics for you to use to guide what you do, as far as family engagement, is going to be a huge part of what we continue to add and continue to focus on here on out. So you can trust that when you're using Talking Points, you are going to have really good data to drive and to inform your family engagement. So it is time to answer some questions. If you are here with me live, you can throw questions into the chat and I will keep an eye on that and answer those. I also have some pre-sent in questions to answer, so I can jump into those as well. The first question that I had, and I think I showed it a little bit, but I'll go back and show again, is how to save or print conversations and or analytics. So it's a little bit different for conversations, but I will show really quickly the analytics, because that is what we were talking about today. So for analytics, a couple different ways. If it's one of these that's in a box, oops, that'll work too. You'll click these three dots and then it'll show you how to download them, whether you want it as a PNG or JPEG. And then when we are at the teacher level, I believe it looks just slightly different, but it has the download button right here. So your analytics will either have the download button or the 3 dots to click to download it. And then when you are in conversations, you'll click in, go to those 3 dots, and download conversations. So anytime you're trying to download something or print something, look for the 3 dots in the top right corner first. That's probably going to be your answer. And if that's not there, there might just be a button that says download. So look for those 3 dots when you're wanting to print or download something. And the next question, that is a good one though, and a good one to remember. Next question that we had come through was how to enable, or what even is, shared messaging for families. So, excuse me. So shared messaging for families is something that we enabled, I want to say a couple of years ago now. So we know that every family looks different. Every family is comprised of different people and might be in one home, might be in separate homes, and want to see their messages in a different way. So by default, every family contact will see and receive their messages independently of each other and will not be seeing the messages that that they receive from the teacher. Will not be seeing each other's messages received by the teacher. If, say, a mom and dad do want to see each other's messages from the teacher, they will need to both enable shared messaging. So I'm going to show you what that looks like, and I'm going to share an article with you so that if someone wants to enable that, or someone in your classroom wants to enable that, you can send this link to them. But it looks like this in their app. So in order to share messaging, families must have the Talking Points for Families mobile app, and they will need to go into that student that they share in their settings. And then, so they'll go to settings, click on that student's name, and then enable share messages. And then they'll see who else is sharing them underneath. You see where it says Felix Sousa? That's the other parent that is sharing messages. And until both parents are sharing them, they won't be shared. Both parents or both family members have to be enabled sharing messaging in order for them to be shared. That is a privacy issue, and that is why we require both of them to enable it, both of them to opt in order for them to share messages. So this is the article that will show them how to do that. I'm putting it in the comments here so that if there are family members watching or family members in your class who you know would like that option, just let them know that they need to be on the Talking Points for Families app rather than texting. And it's just those 3 easy steps: settings, student name, and then enable shared messaging. And that should work for them. The third question I got today was how to make sure you're messaging only one contact when there's a student who has more than that. I'm going to switch over to here. And that is a great question. So let me see if there's a student here with more than one parent listed. Here we go. Excuse me. Excuse me. Live, this is what happens. Okay. I do not have a student in this account with multiple parents, but I will pull up the article and it will show us how to do it. So when you have a student in your class on Talking Points with 2 contacts, actually, I might be able to add one here. Let me see if I can do that. Okay, I don't think I can. So I will pull up an article and we'll look at it there. So here we go. Okay, sorry about that. I'm trying to find us a good example because visuals are always better than not. And if you have questions in the meantime, please put them in the chat and I will answer those as well. Let's see. Okay. Okay. I'm going to add. Okay. Very quickly adjusted. And we're going to share this now. Oh, I don't know if it worked. Okay. All right. So it did. Right here, I have one student with two contacts right here. Charlie Bucket looks like a grandmother and another relative. So in Charlie's messages, maybe that family has had both family members put in as contacts, but they've asked that if I send messages daily or something like that, that they only want me to send them to the grandmother. So what I'm going to do is when I'm in those messages, I'm going to click uncheck all two contacts and check grandmother only so that I know I'm only messaging the grandmother. And that way I can send my message to her only and it will only send to her. And then when she responds, as you all know, it says right there to grandmother. So I know it only sent to her. And then if she responds, under each one, it tells you who is responding. Right there. And then when you send announcements, you can also select who you send to as well. Of course, those are going to send to entire classes. So you will need to, in announcements, be a little bit more careful about those. But in these individual conversations, you can select individually. So I hope that answers your question. And I'm going to switch to the challenge real quick before we end for the day. Since we talked about analytics and we looked at them in both the teacher accounts and admin accounts, so regardless of what kind of Talking Points account you have, I want you to check out your numbers for the last 30 days or however long you've been using Talking Points this year and celebrate with us on social media. So find your numbers, find something exciting. It could feel like a small number or look like a small number, but feel really good to you because you have been really connecting with families. And share that with us on social media. You obviously know where we are on Facebook. You know where we are on YouTube. I can share all of our other Twitter and Instagram handles on the comments as well. And if you find something exciting in your analytics, something that pumps you up and makes you feel really good about how you've been connecting with families, we would love to see that. And other teachers would love to see that. Pump each other up, share how you've managed to connect with so many families, what you're sending. And a great way to share with us and share with each other is we have an online community on Facebook for teachers who use Talking Points to share ideas, to ask questions, to just really build community with each other around positive family engagement and helping each other out. So I just put the link to that into the chat. So if you are a little nervous about sharing on social media and you want it to be in a smaller community, share there and we would love to see that. So that's your challenge. Find your analytics, find something exciting to share and share it with us. So I'm going to put our handles in the chat and I can stay on for a few more minutes for anybody who has any other questions they want to get answered while we are live. Play some music while we wait, and I am putting the handles in the chat. Not too late to ask questions. There are our handles. Looks like we're done with questions today. And if anybody comes up with questions they need answered over the next week, just find us on social media and throw us the question, tag us, and we'll be sure to answer it. Or send us an email, find us in your support chat on your app, and we'll help you out. So we will see you next week on Facebook and YouTube at the same time, 4:30 Central, 5:30 Eastern. And I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.